Hi everybody, this is Abby with Scrap and Abby, and today I wanted to do a quick video just to share some crafty treasures that I was recently given by my grandmother from my mom, and these are something I really hold dear to my heart because they belong to my grandma, and so they're a family. They came passed down to the family, and there's some items also on the side here I'll show you in just a moment that brought back some childhood memories for me because I remember seeing some of these things at my grandma's house when I was a little girl. I just turned 40 last November, so it just really brought me back to being like a 10-year-old girl again. It was kind of fun to kind of go through memory lane. So anyway, I'll get right to it. My grandma knows, my mom, all my family knows that I've always had this love of all things vintage, and I love antiques and kind of collecting things like that and using those as decor items in my home and as well as my craft room. So I just was really excited when these items were given to me because I'll use them to incorporate into some crafting projects as well as to just kind of display some of these things in my craft room, just so when I look at them I just can remember those fun memories of being a little girl and going to my grandma's house. So the first thing is I'll show you. There's so much I have to actually have. I actually have some of it off frame because there's such a big pile of it. These are some wooden spools that my grandma had in her dining room or her living room when she would be sewing or doing different projects, things like that. These are really cool. And they're just as she had left them when she last used them. I mean, these are original. My grandma is gonna be 94 in June. So she's, a lot of the stuff my mom told me is like, 50 or 60 years old. I mean, clearly I don't remember that stuff because I'm only 40, but I just remember seeing these things lying around when I was a little girl. And there's an empty wooden spool. So just kind of fun, and it's just kind of neat to see, she had a rubber band wrapped around this one with a safety pin just to kind of hold it together, I guess. But so these are things that I actually probably won't even use the twine and things on here. I'll just kind of put these as display in my room just because I just think they're really cool to look at. And then let's see here. And then the next thing are some little doilies. And these, again, I will just keep in my room on my shelf. I'm going to be doing another video of my craft room probably in June for the Karen Valentine Where Bloggers Create. Because I did one last year. And if you kind of do a search in my YouTube channel videos, you'll see what I did from last year. Anyway, I have a vintage hutch in my room that I use to display a lot of my jars of embellishments and things like that. So I'm going to put these up there to display that. But these are handmade. It says right here these were handmade in Japan. There's a number on it. And these were like 10 cents. I don't know how old these are, but my mom said that all this stuff is pretty old. So, oops, I'm off camera. But they all just say, 10 cents on there, made in Japan. So these are kind of fun to keep. And then in this box here, and it's this original box from a ladies' lingerie store, way back before I was born. The box itself is pretty cool. And then inside the box are all kinds of goodies. And again, I'll try to not make this too super long. I'll do my best to get through. And so the bags themselves, even the packaging would be fantastic for projects. I mean, my mind is just going crazy with all the different ideas. In here is just some satin trims that she had left over from some sewing projects. It looks like this pink and really pretty pink and baby blue. The side. And then this here, I just think these are just fantastic. These are, I don't know, I'm not like a seamstress or I don't sew, so I don't know if this is the proper term for them, but they're just, to me, they're fabric and they're flowers. I don't know if they're like on a strip or what. I haven't taken them out of the package yet, but I mean, look at this. Just that old crinkly, like parchment type paper. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze, sorry. Excuse me, please. These have been boxed up in my grandma's house, so there's a little bit of dust and stuff floating around, so sorry about that. Excuse me. Anyway, there's 2 packs of these, and then these have the original tag on them from when she bought them at JCPenney's or Penny's back in the day, I guess. 29 cents. Whatever. You don't find anything for 29 cents, especially crafting stuff. And just some packs of, some hem facing, seam binding, things like that. And there's some black rickrack. These will be fun. These kind of things I will use on projects because, they're just... some standard things. This is a crushable soft belt and buckle set. So this would be kind of a cool thing to wrap around a mini album. That'd be kind of fun. So I'm going to probably use that as well. And then here's some more bias tape. Just some different kinds of decorative tape woven. These are kind of wild colors, not really in my wheelhouse, but probably kind of fun on a project. And this here, in love, just all kinds of trims of laces that she had left over from because my mom told me that my grandma always made clothes for her and my aunt and my mom, and so, and all my sisters can sew. I never learned how to sew. I was actually more into baking and that kind of thing, but now I wish I would have learned how to sew. It'd be kind of fun to do this on some projects, but you know, I do my best. Anyway, so these are left over from some sewing projects. So my mom said these could very well be from, you know, actual things that she had made for my aunt and my mom and their little girls. And there are just some little bits of lace and trims and stuff in here. And then here's some more. There, and this one is so pretty. I love this one. Look at that. Looks like something you can get from like Maya Road or something like that, or Prima or something. This is really pretty. And then here's some wider pieces down here. There's another big one on this blue thing. It's in the bottom of the box. I won't pull that out, but it's just more of the kind of the same thing. It's just more of the wider lace and trim. And then here's another one. Some of the stuff I've never even heard of before. There's another belt buckle kit. This is like 25 cents for this. Original packaging is kind of cool. So it might be another fun thing to wrap around a mini album or something like that. And, oh, I guess it's actually called blanket binding. The stuff that was in that first pack I showed you, that was pink and blue. So it's acetate satin. So 59 cents for that whole big pack. And that'd probably cost you way more than that now. And in this little bag is some pom-pom trim. And this is kind of fun. It's still, I don't even think she even used it, because it's still kind of wrapped up, but it's this really pretty white puffy pom-pom trim. And what's this? Huh, how funny. McGregor's, it says June 24th, 1960, so that's kind of funny, because that's the way the date stamp was. It shows the date and the month and the year, so this is from 1960. It's pretty cool. Put that back. Okay, and I think I've got everything in the box. Just some random buttons here. These are really cool. I'm gonna do a video on a tin of buttons that my mom gave me. I did do a blog post on my blog, scrappin-abby.blogspot.com, and it shows a big huge tin of buttons. So I'll do a video of that as well. This is some kind of cording or something. It'd be kind of cool to wrap around another project or something. And just a few bits and bobs here, just to kind of like some snaps and things like that. So anyway, let's get on to the next box here. I'll put this back here out of the way. Now this next pile of stuff that's kind of spilling out over, sorry about that, on the side over here is just this mountain of patterns. I mean, it's just unbelievable, the amount of patterns. I mean, I'll just kind of quickly go through the different style of clothes and things. These are clearly from when my mom was like a little girl. I mean, this, look how cute this is. I mean, just to even use the pattern inside for projects, you know, to cut flowers, make handmade flowers, things like that. But just to even use the actual packaging on tags, layouts, anything you can think of. It's just, the possibilities are just endless. I love it. I almost hate to even cut these up, but you know, they're just so many fun things you could do with it. Here's a little boy. Some clothes patterns. Here's some little boy patterns. Not sure why my grandma had these, because she didn't have any boys, but maybe for, I don't know, niece, some nephews or something. I don't know, who knows. Some little kid stuff. Looks like maternity. Oh yeah, it is maternity smocks and that kind of thing. There's some more, and some fun dresses. I mean, I love that dress. I'd wear that. It's so cute. There's some more here. And I've always loved, like, my favorite movie of all time is Gone with the Wind, but I love classic movies, so it's kind of fun to look at these things, because I just imagine, like, this is like, you know, makes me think of Audrey Hepburn or something like that when I first look at that, or Grace Kelly or something. More little boy and girl clothes patterns, and just some more patterns. Looks like little pajamas. Those are so cute. And just some more. And then, sorry if I'm going too fast, I just didn't want to make the video too super long. Oops. And there's some more patterns there. And then one more little boy one. I mean, how cute is that? To fussy cut that out and put it on like a, you know, a Father's Day card, or, you know, a boy's birthday card, or some kind of a vintage project. That'd be fun. This one here I have off to the side is one that was actually sent to my grandma, and it came from New York City, New York, and it was from 1964 is when she mailed off to get this patterns by Pauline. It's from Parade magazine. I thought that was kind of cool. I probably won't even do anything with this, because I think it's just kind of neat to keep this, because that just kind of shows you that you know, before you used to be able to mail things off and get patterns in the mail or samples and things like that. And so what this is my first time even opening this one, but looks like she got a sample of a dress pattern or something. And I don't even think there's anything even on this. Oh, yeah. There's nothing even on this, so must have just sent a sample of the paper they use for patterns, I guess, or maybe this is just left over from what she cut. But how fun will this be to use on a project? But I'll keep the envelope just because it has my grandma's handwriting, you know, on the label. So I'll keep that. And then for the final pile of stuff, I live in Oregon and in the Willamette Valley, and we used to have mills in our town where I live and kind of in the valley and stuff for, big, loggers, that kind of thing. They're all closed and stuff by now, but these are just some samples of plywood from it's looks like it's wicker weave and it's hardboard or hardy board or however you say that. U.S. Plywood was the name of one of the mills here. And then anyway, and my dad and my grandpa, they all worked there. So this, I'm assuming, are samples that they had from when they worked at the mill. My mom's not positive, but they're obviously very old. And it's kind of cool. You can see the texture there. It's kind of raised. This would be so fun to make like little wall placards, even put something together and make kind of a wall hanging this way or that way or something. Or even to make an album out of it. You can use it for that for sure. And then some inking, some painting, distressing, to just be a really cool project. I love that texture. And for the last stack here is some fabrics. Now my mom told me that these are straps from my grandma's dresses and aprons, and every time I see my grandma, she's in a assisted living right now, but when she was living at home on her own, every time I would go down there, every single time she always had like on a house dress type thing, and she always had an apron on, whether she was cooking, cleaning. She had aprons on for different reasons, and it was just so cool to play with them and look at them when I would try them on, because they're just such pretty aprons. So my mom said these are at least 50 to 60 years old, these straps, because she clearly remembers seeing my grandma with these dresses or aprons, these patterned aprons on, and these are what the straps were, leftover scraps from those projects. I mean, this would just be so cool as a big bow or some kind of a binding on a book or something like that. So it was just kind of fun. Or maybe I might even end up making some, some kind of a memory album or something for my mom and incorporate some of these items so she, can look at them and have memories, because this, really struck a chord for her, I think, just to kind of flash back to my grandma making that. And that's just some random fabric that she had, and I love fabric. I don't sew, but you can use fabric for all kinds of things, making flowers. I run it through my Vagabond. I also, make handmade flowers out of it. You can die cut it, ink it, things like that, and stamp on it, that kind of thing. So I do like getting fabric, even though I don't actually sew and make clothes with it. And this is just some more fabric here, quite a bit. This one's pretty wild. Ask my mom what my grandma would be doing with this, because this is clearly not anything she would choose, but I don't know what this is from, but this is kind of a wild pattern. And here's some more. My mom said this was called, and I forgot what it's called, what the actual name of it, but they use it to make pillows, but there's, I guess, a name for this type of fabric. It's real thick, real pretty. It's kind of stiff, so it's be really fun to use as a binding on the spine of an album or something like that. And this is the one that, as soon as I saw this, instantaneously, it brought me back to being a little girl, because I had a doll bed, and it was a wooden bed. I don't know if it was probably about this big. I don't know if my grandpa made it or where it came from, but there was a mattress inside the bed for my baby dolls to sleep on, and I had pillows that were made from this. And when I saw this yesterday, I picked this up from my mom's house. When I saw this, I was just like instantly thrown back to being a little girl, because I had not seen this pattern or thought of this memory until I saw this when I was a little girl. So anyway, just a lot of fun for me to kind of have this and use it on some projects, and maybe just keep a little snippet just for my own self, so I can just look back and think about that. So I've got quite a bit here. I got 2 separate stacks. So anyway, just a quick video just to show you guys some crafty items I got from my mom through my grandma. Some items that mean a lot to me, and I'm really excited to make some projects with them, and some things, like I said, I'll keep because they just have a lot of memories for me. So thanks for letting me share that little bit of family history for me, from my site, with all of you, and thanks for checking out another Scrap and Abby video. See you next time.